Well, good Monday morning, everybody. Up a little early this morning, waiting on the post office to open, and I'll go up there. I mentioned I had to work on my propane forge. Actually, it's not the burner like I thought it was. I've had trouble with it since I made it. So I worked on it with that hammer and that hammer. And with my infinite wisdom, in the back, I poured it solid, which didn't work. But not enough air coming in and out. The burner goes on top. I tried to drill a hole in there. This is concrete that I poured in the bottom. Tried to drill it, that didn't work. I got one little hole through it, tore up 2 masonry bits. So I put it out here. I said, well, if it never works again, it never works again, and went to beating on it with a sledgehammer. Now I've got my hole in the back. I think that'll give it enough flow, because this is primarily a heat treat forge, and for forging the little thin metal like the fillet knives and all that. In the process, I lost all my fire brick that was in there, just about all of it. I've got one more piece inside, and I was able to salvage the bottom if I go back with that. But now what I got to do, I need some at least 6-inch pipe to go in there to make a little form for when I get the bricks placed back in there, if I do it that way, or if I can find some they call refractory cement, or even plaster of Paris and sand, mix that up and pour it. Cheapest price I found on a piece of 6-inch PVC pipe was $24 for 5 feet. Excuse this mess back here. I don't think I'll ever get it cleaned up. But be quiet, TV. What I'm going to do, and I've done this before on other projects, these are 6-inch number 10 cans. I'm going to put these together and make my little thing instead of spending $25. Cool? Stay with me and I'll show you some more in a little bit. Now, this is not going to be done today by no means, but I can get a good start on it while I'm at the post office. I can go to the hardware and see if they got that other stuff. Alright, next step. We got one finished. Just cutting some little slots along this can. Little tabs. Take my pliers and bend them in a little bit. Like that, not a whole lot. Put the camera back around. Fit it down in there. A little bit tricky, and I'll probably cut myself before it's over with. Now, one tab didn't go in there. Let's try it again. Now, in the end, if this don't work, I'm just going to have to break down and get me a forge, a good one. But I think this is going to work. I didn't have this much trouble with the other one, but the camera wasn't on either. There we go. Now it went in there. Now, see that? Piece of wood, scrap piece of wood on there. Go down on this side just a little. Back out just a touch. Unless that happens. Ain't this fun? Watching me bumble around with this. Now I got the bottom off. Hang on. Anyway, you get the idea. Get them all straightened up and I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Alright, got the bottom straightened out. Before I do the top again, I'm going to take some of these self-tapping screws. And secure it so it won't go anywhere while I'm trying to get the other side in again. Put 3 in there. I'm just about out of these. Now I can beat and bang on a little bit. This piece maybe. Just like that. I'm going to secure this. Or not. Let's see. Oh, this is that my new little driver. This is the Harbor Freight one. I got it back right after Christmas for one of my gift cards. $29 and I had a 25% off coupon. Not a bad little tool. It's not as strong as I would like, but for the price, yeah, it's okay. If I worked with it every single day, carpenters and guys like you all do, I wouldn't get it. But for around the shop for light stuff, it's okay. Let's see if I can get that one little lip right there to go in a little bit more. There. Now let's see if that'll work. Yep. Now see if I can get it to fasten. Because I'm about to put it in there to mold and then I'm going to have to pull it out. I want to make sure it comes out. That one's good. There. There's a free piece of 6-inch pipe. How about that? Now, get my measurement, because I need 18 inches and I've got 17 3/4, so that's going to be just fine. Alright, next step will be whenever the next step is. Later on this afternoon, maybe. I've got to go hunt down that, see if they got that refractory cement, I think is what they call it. Maybe I'll call up there before I go. We'll be back with another step. I'm back. It's been a really hectic day. Went to the post office. I did some research before I left. I decided my pipe and the pouring around was not going to work. Well, to work, but by the time I got enough materials to do it, I'd have to order it because nobody around here carries it, and it would be right around $200. And if I'm going to spend $200, I'll buy a new forge. So I went up to the local hardware and decided I'd go back with a square design. And since I busted up all my fire brick, I got me a box of fire bricks. Now that was expensive enough. Wasn't so bad, but bad enough. I'm going to use these to make the sides. And I have another piece of this, a big piece in the shop that I haven't used yet, that I will make the top. But, being as I'm very smart, once in a while, I'm not going to build it here because I can still pick it up, because once I build it, these are heavy, I won't be able to pick it up and move it. So I'm going to take it back over to the stand, put it on there, and then I'll start some sort of pre-assembly. And I took off to deliver that knife to my friend Jordan. Got halfway down the road and realized the knife was in the shop, so I had to turn around, come back, and go back. And that CRS disease, I got it pretty good. Can't remember stuff. So anyway, and I think I just said it, but I've got about an hour of daylight left, so I'm going to do what I can do. Then I have work inside the shop. When I get all this moved and start putting it together, I'll show you some more. Now, I've mixed up some plaster of Paris and sand. And I'm going to use that like a mortar to put the side pieces down. Now you can buy sand, the mortar sand and play sand or whatever. But as much sand as I have on my property, I ain't buying no sand. Now I've got a bead right there. I got to work pretty quickly because this sets up pretty fast. Now all this is really going to do is just set these in place where they don't move when I put in the top piece. Let's see, I play like I'm a brick mason, and I'll put some on the ends too. I know you brick masons are probably cringing. I would not be a brick mason. You guys work too hard. Y'all hear the sirens in the background. Here they go with that stuff again. Somebody stubs their toe or gets a headache, they call 911 and they send everybody in the county out here. What bothers me the most is there's absolutely no traffic where they're going. I don't have quite enough, I don't think. So we'll move it all back here. I mixed up small batches at a time. Now they're going back the other way. I have seen them run circles out here when they get new people, new drivers. I don't know where they're at. Anyway, as I was told on the neighborhood site, I'm just an old man that's doddering and talking and fussing. So I guess that's right. Alright, well. Now I'll come back over it with this at the very end and fill up any cracks that's in the back. And the top's going to be somewhat of a challenge, but that'll be nothing I can't handle. Now, see if I can show you the inside there without just like that. Now I've got a thick piece that'll go on the top. And I sure hope this is going to work. Let me go mix up a little bit more stuff. See, I forgot what you call it. Alright, well, they just cut the sirens off. They're coming back up the other way now. I'm telling you what. Anyway, that's what it looks like. I've got these mortared in. That should help hold it still. And I'm going to let that dry good overnight. And I will get back on this in the morning. Right now, I have to get in the shop and get back on some blades. I hated spending so much time on this today, but if I don't have this, I can't do that. Know what I mean? The charcoal forge is okay, but for smaller knives, it's too much. So I think I'll call this Forge Rebuild Part 1. And I'll post this, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Oh, hang on. Try to keep you out of the sunshine. About 30 minutes it'll be dark. See y'all later. One more thing. It's here, it's here, it's here. I got a box. And I got Brother Larry to pick me up a couple of tools over at the Tandy Leather Store. Last week. That's pattern for something else we'll see later. There is a edging tool. That's one. I want to get all of them before it's over with. I believe that's a number 2. Yeah, it's a number 2. That's used to cut the edges off the leather, and I'll demonstrate all this later. And this is a stitching groove tool. What this does, when you get ready to stitch, you set it to where you want it, and you run it down and cut a small groove into where your stitches are going to go, so they'll sit down in there flat. I've been wanting one of these for a long time, and I was shocked to see how inexpensive they are. I think both of these tools, lifetime guarantee, will last forever, was like, I think $22, something like that. So there we go, box for today, and I'll show you how to use these in the next few days. Alright, I gotta cut blades. The end. Bye.